So people who have joined in, can you let me know who has joined in and if you can hear me? Hi, Deirdre. Fact, Uma, you've joined in. Can you guys just confirm if you can hear me well and all of those things are working? So, the technicalities are out of picture and we can just get started. Oh, that is me. I have to do something. Hi, Ashwini. All right. Yes, you can hear well. Perfect. So let's begin. First of all, very, very, very good morning to each one of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our 3-day abundance challenge. And first, I'm very, very, very grateful for each one of you to be here because it takes courage to participate in something and show up. Showing up is the biggest gift that we give ourselves. And all of you who are here, some of you are live here with me. Some of you would probably join in later because you have certain commitments, going to work, so on and so forth, and it's still a working day Friday. You have showed up, you have enrolled, and that itself makes a lot, or that itself is a great gift that you're giving yourself. All right, so let's begin. What is this 3-day abundance challenge? So all of those who are joining me for the first ever time, let me tell you what it is, and then we will move forward with our topic for today. So the goal is in the next 3 days, that is today, tomorrow, and Sunday, we activate our mindset in such a way that we are able to receive abundance in our life. Now, what does abundance really mean? Abundance in very simple terms means having things in plenty. Okay. Now, what are those things? They will depend on you. What do you want in plenty? And what do you want to keep having or want to have more? Okay. So that definition is yours. So I would say, let's begin with each one of us who's right now on this call with me. You tell me, what does abundance mean for you? Okay. And one of the key ways of having higher takeaways is by participating, because anything that has action associated with it will always have better memory, better retention. So please participate. Sorry for this. I just dropped water while drinking right now. So to begin with, each one of you who's right now here, I am able to see what you are commenting. So can you tell me what is your definition to abundance? How do you define abundance in your life? Okay, you can type it in and I would be able to see it. Hi, Harshal. Thank you for joining in. Abundance is equal to fulfillment. Perfect. But how do you define fulfillment then? I'm looking at the definition of abundance for you. So, for example, for me, abundance is equal to having love, wealth, health, and spirituality in plenty, and the connect with the source. And that is what abundance means to me. So what is your definition of abundance? I love that, Ashwini. Freedom to choose financial abundance, to do what my family or I want without counting the cost. Money flows in and as and when we need it, and lots of love. Perfect. Very beautifully said. Awesome. I am looking forward for rest of you to also tell me, having a content, happy mindset, loving what I do, financially strong. I love that. The only thing I'm going to say is, Deirdre, having a fulfilling, happy mindset is cool. Content means you're happy with what is already there. Abundance is all about growth. So there's a little conflict here in defining abundance only. Wanting to feel content in life is different, and wanting an abundance mindset is related to growth. So see if you can redefine that by any chance, okay? Pooja, hi there, good evening. When I feel my mind, body, and soul are in touch and in tandem, beautifully said, and that is what abundance is for you. Awesome. Now that we know what abundance means for us, it is about opening up doors to receive that abundance in our life. How do we do that? We want to understand the ultimate success formula. Now, before I go to the ultimate success formula, let me give you what my definition of mindset is, because we keep talking about mindset a lot. And I also see, I also keep saying having an abundance mindset. What does mindset mean? Okay. For anyone to have a particular mindset or to create a new mindset, there are 5 things that we need to do. Okay. I'm going to just go ahead and give those 5 things to you right away. We're going to unfold them as we go in our session today, as well as for the next 3 days. Okay. So the first thing is exercise. Any mindset change to be brought in, what we need is exercise. Exercise, in simple words, is motion plus emotion is equal to retention. For us to remember, for us to take in new information and keep it, for anything that we have learned new, to let it stay with us, retention is important as we grow and become adults. Okay, somewhere, that our learning capacity reduces unless we are intentional learners. As a child, what you were able to recall versus what you are able to recall after doing a particular session or a training, the percentage reduces unless we are actually working for it. So exercise, what I mean by that is motion plus emotion. Anything that you have learned has to be put into motion, and there has to be an emotion attached to it so that there is retention. So every time I ask you to comment in the chat box, it is for me to get you to that exercise mode. So there is some motion happening, you're able to feel something, and the retention is happening while you're on call. And you don't make a note of something, put it in your notes, and wait for some day to read it again. Okay, most of the times in trainings, we do that. We attend, we make, and we scribble, and we write down 10,000 things, thinking we'll go back to it. Most of the times, we don't even open that book again. Okay, so retention, real time is needed. So the first thing we need to bring in change is exercise. Exercise is motion plus emotion equals to retention. The second is meditation. So we are going to do certain meditations. I will be adding meditation audios in the group for all 3 days. All I expect you to do is whenever you have that quiet time, I'm not going to give you long 15 or 20 minutes meditations. I'm going to give you anything up to say 9 minutes meditation maximum. Put a plug in, just go through the guided meditation, and that is it. But meditation opens up a lot of doors which we are subconsciously not aware of opening. Okay. One of the thing my trainer always used to say is, you got to find a solution where the problem has arisen. Okay. Most of the challenges that we're going to or that we face in our regular life, they may feel very much at a conscious level or a very logical level. However, there is a subconscious level where it has been created. So if you're looking for a subconscious problem to be solved, we need to go at subconscious level, and meditation helps us do that. We don't have to know how it happened, it will just happen. So second way of changing your mindset is meditation. The third is connect with people. Okay, reach out and build relationships with people who are like-minded and growth-minded. I'm being very mindful when I'm using these words, because like-minded people are people like us. Okay, if we want to grow, we want to have people in our company who are growth mindset. And it is said and proven that you are an average of 5 people you spend the highest time with. And out of that 5, one is you. Okay, we're going to work on that one you, but the rest 4 people, see, even in this group, connect with each other, build relationships, work together. When you work together, your attention levels are higher. Okay. The next is belief. Okay. There are beliefs. We are going to talk about a lot of beliefs. There is one belief that I would like to give you. And this comes from a very simple space, that I am a child of God, or I am a child of universe. You can write it down, because that is action. And this is what I'm going to give you as a belief. I will type it in the chat box a little later as well. However, this is a belief, and you can write it down. I'll go as slow as possible. Okay, this is what we're going to repeat to ourselves for the next 3 days. Okay, I am blessed, anointed, determined, talented, creative, qualified, and blessed. I am a child of God or universe, whatever you feel most connected with. I will repeat that. I am blessed, anointed, determined, talented, creative, qualified. I am a child of God or universe. That is a belief that we're going to have, because this is one of the beliefs that we need to build abundance mindset, for us to think that I will receive everything that the universe has, because everything that I've said is what universe offers to us in abundance. Okay. And the last is let go of the past. We are going to talk a little bit about how to let go of the past. And we'll do that as we go. But it is very, very, very important that you live in the present and in the tomorrow. So it's all about today and tomorrow. And that's what we're going to focus on. We're only going to go back in the past for positive experiences. Okay. How and why to do that, we will talk about it as and how the time comes in. Okay. Now, for people who are joining me for the first time, just a quick brief about what all techniques we would be using in this entire workshop. So of course, the reason why I call it as workshop is you got to work towards it. If you're not working towards it, this challenge, okay, is not moving forward for you. It is just another day uh, of listening to probably something motivational or inspirational, and that is it. Okay. So let me also tell you that whatever you're going to hear me say today, probably you will be like, oh, I knew that already. Here's the thing. If you're not doing it, you don't know it. So let's start implementing what we are learning in the next 3 days. All right. So we began with what is abundance for each one of us. Okay. Now let's begin with what is your story? Now, I had done a video 5 days ago asking you to introduce yourselves. Okay, there is a reason why I always ask someone to introduce themselves, and that is this. When you introduce yourself, you tell your story. When you tell your story, that is what you live. That is who you are. Okay. And I saw only 3 of them actually gave me their introductions. Okay. So very important, very quickly, I am going to ask you guys to hear in 3 to 4 sentences, tell me who you are. Okay. Say your name, give me your titles, and tell me what do you do. Okay. I'm going to wait till you do that. And then we'll talk about how does story create our life. Right. So introduce yourselves very quickly in the chat box. Anyone who's watching a replay too, I need you to introduce yourself to me so that I can see your new story as well. And how are you telling it? Okay, so let's begin very quickly. Pooja, you've already introduced yourself, so it's okay if you don't want to do it right now, but I would actually love if you could just put it in 2 or 3 sentences very quickly. Yes, I will wait. Either the chats are not coming through or nobody's typing the introductions in 2 or 3 sentences. Okay, I'm not going to waste my time. Okay, I got that. Ashwini, perfect, a lawyer, mother of two, life coach in training, and on journey to become the best version of myself. Beautiful. Harshal, I'm waiting for people to type in their quick introductions. All right. So, why did I ask you to tell you your story? And what do I mean by where do you live? Okay. Let's begin with a simple example. Okay. Has it ever happened to you that you have been in an extremely happy mode? Okay. Super happy, super excited. Nobody can steal the happiness from you at that given moment. And that is where you are at. And when you're there, somebody that you dislike or do not want to talk to calls you, and you see that phone ringing. What happens to you? Does your mood remain the same or does it dip? Similarly, when you are feeling lonely, bored, or something that, so, or you feel that nothing is working out for me, and at that moment, something unexpected and beautiful happens, like somebody visits you, or you get a gift, or some good news comes in, what happens to your mood? It shifts, right? Now, that is the state that we live in. The state can change within a few seconds. It literally can change the way that one phone call shifted you from a very excited state to a dip, or from a dip to a very excited state, just by, within a few seconds. Okay. However, a state determines how we take decisions in our lives. Okay. Most of the times, and especially entrepreneurs, everybody here on this call is an entrepreneur and is looking to grow in their lives in various areas. Or there are individuals who want to grow in their life and they wonder, what is it? What is it that needs to really change, and how do I change, and where do I really begin? Okay. And most of the times we start with planning, we start with strategizing, we make plans, we create detailed steps, so on and so forth. But I'm going to tell you something that may just make you reverse what you have been doing in a way. Okay. Planning and strategy is amazing, but we need to plan and strategize when we are in the best of our states and best of our minds. How do we ensure that that comes from the story that you have been telling and the communication that you have been having with yourself? Okay. Focus, wherever the focus goes, energy flows in that direction. You have heard me say a lot of times that 50 to 60,000 thoughts an individual thinks in a day, 80 to 85% thoughts are old. Okay. So the only shift or change that and now an average individual would make would be anything between 10 to 15%. Okay. And that's why we feel life is going slow. And then there are certain people who just suddenly make a shift in their life. How did they do that? What did they do that changed everything for them? Okay. And for that, we need to understand two things. Let me come back to the state and the story and a strategy in a bit. Before that, let me share with you what is an ultimate success formula. Okay. Which again is related to the state, story, and strategy, which I'm going to share with you in a bit. Okay. So let me ask you, what are the ingredients for success? Very quickly, type it in. What are the ingredients for success? For you to be successful at one thing or in life, what are the things that you need? Or even in a project? What are the ingredients of success? Being able to take risks, focus, persistence, inspiration, satisfaction. Satisfaction is okay, is a word that I would take for now. Perfect. Belief in self, ability to rise, move on if things don't work, confidence. I love that. Move on if things don't work. I'll come back to that. No fear of judgment and failure. Beautiful. So let me say this. Okay, there are three ingredients to create the results that we want to create in our life. Okay, for anything and everything that we do, whether it is a project, whether it is a business, whether it is about your life. Your life itself is project. Okay, we all want to be successful. Even if I am someone who's probably working for someone, I want to be successful in that area. If I'm someone who does not work and am a homemaker, I still want to be a successful, probably mother or father. I want to be a successful sister, being, who I am, or I want to be a successful brother. Or even as a child, if I'm still learning, I want to be successful at learning what I'm learning. So, success is the way we define ourselves if we are doing fine in life or not. What are the ingredients for that? To be very honest, success is nothing but a result. Okay. It is just feedback of how you have done. And it is based on three simple ingredients: beliefs, potential, action. Beliefs, potential, action. Okay. Now, if I ask you to put them in a formula, which one will come first, second, and then third, how would you rate it? What do you think will come first? Beliefs, actions, or potential? First, second, third. Tell me how you would place them on basis of your priority. Potential is equal to your talents, gifts. So give me a 1, 2, 3. 1 would be what, 2 would be what, 3 would be what. Perfect. So Pooja says potential, belief, action. Deirdre says beliefs come first. Okay. What about others? Belief, action, potential. Potential and action first. Okay. Belief, potential, and action. Okay. So here's the secret. Okay. Harshali, you're absolutely right. First comes beliefs, second comes action, third comes potential, and then comes results. Okay. And then you keep playing in between these four, and that is equal to success. What do I mean by that? Everything begins with belief. One of the major reasons why most of us feel unhappy, though we are successful at certain things, is because we start with our potential. Even if somebody wants to start a new business, I've seen many coaches and mentors ask them, can you make a list of things that you can do? And we will begin there. And I would say that is a good way to start. However, that's where the biggest challenges are. A coach starts a coaching business, an author starts writing a book, a jewelry designer starts designing jewelry, and then they hit a dead end after some time where they're like, I don't know how to sell. I don't think people will buy. Should I really charge the charge that I'm charging? What is really playing? Even with work, if you are a person who is working for someone, you may start with your potential and start with listing down what are you good at, go for a job which needs those skills, and then you wonder, why is it that I'm not really happy? I'm doing what I know, I'm doing what I'm an expert at, but it is not giving me the sense of fulfillment. Okay, because everything starts with belief. The way we look at the world is through our beliefs and values. That's one of the biggest filters we have. So if I want to be an entrepreneur, then I need to start with the belief that I am an entrepreneur, then look at starting to take many steps. Okay. It is not about having a perfect plan. Best people and successful people create a plan and then they edit it as they go. Okay. So it is about you having a belief, then start taking minor actions. And one of those actions is then looking at your potential and your talents and your gifts and seeing what is it that I can do, what is it that I need to upgrade about myself, and what is it that I need to dedicate to get the results that I want. And then your result is nothing but a feedback. Therefore, there is no failure. So we start with the beliefs and then we go to the actions. The first thing that we need to do is action, guys. Everything that I'm going to say for the next 3 days is going to begin with massive, massive, massive action steps that we need to take for ourselves. Okay. So this is where I'm going to ask you to do a very simple homework, okay, or home play, as many people call it. Okay. Select any one goal that you have in your life right now. Okay, let's not take 10 different projects. Let's not take life in general, because if you take life in general, it's going to be a huge list. And we want to do like small and tiny activities to just get our brain to start working and mind to open up its doors. Okay, so select any one current project that is there in your life. Okay, it could be about writing a book, it could be about getting 10 new clients, it could be about you being healthy, it could be about you wanting to lose those 10 pounds. It could be about you learning how to save. It could be about you want to update your LinkedIn profile. I'm just throwing those ideas out. Pick any small, little, tiny project. Okay. And now from that project, okay, start with, to be successful in this project, what are the beliefs that I need? And make a list of those beliefs. Write down 2 to 3 action steps that you need to take right now to just begin on that journey. And then ask yourself, what are the talents needed or the skills or the gifts needed to fulfill this goal? And then see how much of it you need to do and how much can you delegate. Simple. If I want to host an event, I'm amazing at creating a plan, but I need to delegate most of the responsibilities to make that event successful. And that is the result that I'm looking at. Okay. So that is your first home plane. Beliefs, actions, and potential. And then I'll tell you what to do with the beliefs in a bit. Okay. Now, why did I ask you what is your story and how does that matter? Okay. 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day. Can you imagine the conversations we have with ourselves? You have conversations with yourself, which you probably wouldn't even have with your bestest friend or the worstest enemy. You wouldn't tell them to their face that, you know what, you're pathetic. You just don't know how to learn things. You're so bad at it. How can you mess things up? We don't say those things to anyone, but we love saying those things to ourselves. Okay. The story that you tell others in your introduction is just a story unless you really believe in it. It doesn't matter what you say in your 30 seconds of introduction. What matters is what do you think about yourself and what do you feel about yourself. Everything comes down to feelings. Okay. Emotion is nothing but energy into motion. The only reason, yesterday I was doing one of the trainings and there was a question asked to me, Snail, why is it that sometimes people do some things and sometimes they just don't? Like, they know that they want to read that book, but they will never go ahead and pick up that book and read it. It's right there in front of them, lying there for the entire day, but they will still not pick it up and read it. What holds them back? Twin forces of life. The twin forces of life are pain and pleasure. Anything we do in our life, we either do it for pain or we do it for pleasure. Do you realize pain and pleasure are nothing but emotions that we feel? Everything is based on emotions. Emotions define the state that you're in. Emotions define if you would go ahead and take some action or not. Emotions would define how you feel about yourself and how are you ready to carry yourself. Your emotional health defines your physical health to a greater extent. If you ask all the nutritionists or even dietitians, you would get a common feedback that people who have generally put on weight, most of their reasons are emotional rather than the physical changes that they need to bring in their body. Why am I saying this to you? Okay. It's because the biggest question we need to ask ourselves is, where do I live? Okay. Now, some of you who have attended this workshop with me probably 18 months ago, you know what I am saying, but it's time for us to do a quick itinerary check. Okay. So here's what I expect you to very simply do. All right. And today's day is going to be a lot of, we just eliminating a few things and writing down certain things so that we can then, break those down in our future sessions. Okay. So for example, this is a blank sheet of paper. What I want you to do is ignore my drawing. It is not really good. Draw a simple house. Okay. This is your home where you live throughout the day. All right. Now, use a notebook, please. In my first video that I did where I went live, I did ask you guys to have a notepad which is dedicated to your 3-day workshop. So please, please, please have it ready. I already told you to make a list of beliefs that you need to have for a particular project. Now I want you to draw 2 homes. One is old and one is new. what I want you to do is during your day, observe yourself, okay? All the feelings that you have, which are helpful for you, okay? Like motivation, smiling, happiness, you are feeling good. Whatever feelings you experience that are good for you and are working for you, write them into the new home. And whatever feelings you feel which are not so good, like you felt anger towards something, you felt unhappiness towards something, you were sad, you were disappointed, emotions that were not helping you, put them in the old house. Okay, just do that much with. Okay, what we're doing is we're creating a new emotional home. We're deciding where to stay. Okay, all of these pieces will start coming together in a bit. So just hold on with me right over here. We still have another 20 minutes to go. So and then I will start taking in questions. So anyone has any questions, start parking them in your notepads, notebooks, and I will start taking them in the last 10 minutes. All right. So why emotional home? What does emotion mean? What does energy in motion mean? Okay, where focus goes, energy flows. Okay, and we direct that through our emotions. Okay, there is a very simple triad of life, which is nothing but your emotions define what you feel, where your thought direction is going, and what your language pattern is. Okay. For example, have you ever been in a state where you have probably just been arguing or having a disagreement with someone and you end up saying something and the other person says, how could you say that? What do you mean? And you're like, okay, I didn't mean that. I just meant this. And you keep repeating your words, but the other person says, I know exactly what you meant. Okay. That is a language pattern, the tone and the intonation, the choice of words, which reveals a lot about us. Okay. So our story tells a lot more about us than we actually are telling. And people who are listening to us, they probably may know what is right or what is wrong, but they are not able to point a finger to it. Okay. So, as to what is wrong and what is not working. Therefore, working on our story begins with working on our state. We all are capable of changing our state of mind as many times as we want to. But are we ready to do it is the biggest question. And are we aware what state of mind actually helps me? So for that, we first need to know what is the new emotional home that I want to stay in? What are the feelings that I want to experience that help me get the best out of me? Okay. What is it that when I feel the best gives me better results? We all know that there are moments when you are in the best of your mood, you actually do some great amount of work. How does that happen? How does that really work? Okay. Very simple. Your state of mind defines your story, and your story defines your strategy. So before you define your strategy as to what action steps you want to take in your life right now, we'll come to strategy later. Let's begin with state. Okay. Understand the states that you want to be in, and therefore make a list of the beliefs that you need, and we will come back to it in in our session tomorrow. Okay. The quality of life that you're living, okay, is the quality of your emotions that you live every single day. The world that you see through your emotions. And therefore, being aware of the emotions that I have is the key to changing your story. Tomorrow, we are going to rewrite our story and we are going to change the story. So here is your task for today, okay, or home play for today. And that is, what is the story that I keep telling myself? Okay, now these are the conversations. I promise I'm not going to ask you to share your old story in detail, only a few sentences. So observe yourself and write down 4 to 5 things that you say to yourself with I am. I'm not good at social media. I am so bad when it comes to this. All the negative statements that you say to yourself is the story that you're actually creating. So be observant today, entire day, and start writing the I am statements that you make to yourself. Okay. I am. Who do you think you are? Okay. I am say I'm great at communication. I am bad with technology. Whatever I am statements do you make to yourself, please make a note of it. We are going to go ahead and work on it tomorrow first thing. But if you don't do this work, whatever we're doing tomorrow is not going to make sense to you. So get your I am list, get me your belief list. All right. Now, as I said, most of the things that we're talking about, if you are not doing it, you don't know it. All right. So we need to start delivering what we want to achieve. So let's begin with understanding the beliefs. All right. Now, each one of you, just let's take life in general, and we're going to do a very quick activity here. Um, Give me, each one of you is there live. I can see 6 people live right now. All of you, can you type in one belief that you want to have, but you don't believe in it as yet? Like it's not 100% belief. Say, for example, I know that I will make a lot of money, okay? Or I am great at communicating and passing my message on. It's a belief that you want to have, but you don't have it yet. Can you choose one belief that you want to have, but don't have it yet? And you can type it in the chat box. I want to first see what that belief is, and then I'll tell you what to do. I'm successful financially and emotionally. Beautiful. I am good at technology and social media. Did you make it technology and social media because they're two different things? And remove, let's forget of that. You don't have it right now. Perfect. The next person, I'm waiting for everyone to type it in so that I can move ahead. Okay, what about others? One belief that you don't have right now, but you would want to have eventually. Okay. Now, in the meanwhile, while I get other people to write in their beliefs that they want to have, I want to tell you 2 simple rules that we're going to follow for the next 3 days. And if you can make it a part of your life, nothing like it. Okay. And that is one, see things for what they are and not for what, worse than they are. See things for what they truly are, not worse than what they are. First. Second, see it for, as better than it is. Anything and everything that we're going to start focusing on henceforth, we are going to look at things just the way they are, not worse than they are, but better than they are. All right. I see 3 more come in. I'm consistent with implementing my plans. Perfect. I'm good at building my presence on social media. Okay. I'm good at communicating my feelings. I love that, Anand. Beautiful. Do you want to take Anand that to a next level? Communicating my feelings comes naturally and easily to me. Communicating my feelings comes naturally and easily to me. Okay, because good is something that our mind does not understand unless you define what good is, and therefore I am just saying that. So same with you, Uma. Building presence on social media, communicating comes naturally and easily to me. Okay, so I'll come back to the beliefs in just a bit, but here is what I want to share. Okay. Anything and everything in life is happening for you and not against you. Okay. It is not happening to you, it is happening for you. And there is a huge difference or a shift that we need to make right there. Okay. Beliefs, as I said, is one of the key ingredients for us to not only create our story, but also to create a strategy of how to be successful in our lives. Okay. Even to be abundant. Okay. Most of the times when I am doing coaching related to abundance mindset, I do come across people who say that, Sneha, I know that I want to earn more money. I know that I want to have better relationships. I know that I want to do this. I can have it, but it just doesn't fit in my head. How can I just say it and it can happen? Here's the thing, you don't just say it, nothing just happens by just saying it. Remember, everything has an emotion attached to it. Unless there is an emotion, there is no motion that is happening. Energy to move into motion has to have an emotion to it. Okay. And therefore, it begins with beliefs, because beliefs are very deep rooted. And when we have a good set of beliefs, okay, which help us with our growth, then we don't need to have too many beliefs. Higher the number of beliefs, lesser the behavioral flexibility. So we want to have lesser number of beliefs, but beliefs that are going to help us grow. Okay. Now, being a coach, as I said, I don't go into the past. I only talk about today and tomorrow. So where did this inappropriate belief come from? Why do you believe that you're not good at something? We're not going to go into the why. Okay. Let me ask you this, and I want a yes, yes, yes from each one of you who's there on a call right now with me. Okay. Do you want to instill this belief that you just told me 100% in your life? Give me a 100% yes, because I can help you do that right now. And we are going to go ahead and do it right now. And then how it unfolds, we will see. Okay. Remember, problem is at subconscious level. We're going to give a solution at subconscious level. Don't let your conscious or logical brain work. So tell me, are you ready to instill this belief that you just gave me 100%? You are? Okay. So then I need you to get out of your chairs, stand. Yeah, I'm also going to stand, don't worry. And just do what I'm telling you to do. Okay. All right. You can see me clearly. Yes, you can see me clearly. Take your one hand, anyone, left or right, doesn't really matter. Okay. Go with any one hand and just put it forward like this, like how we stand in school, for pledge. So stand like this. Okay. All I want you to do is take this hand and go as far back as possible and make a mental note of where the hand has reached. Okay. Just do that much. Only once. If you have done that, give me a quick thumbs up or something so that I know that you did it. Perfect. Now, go back, stand in the same position. You don't have to keep your hand up, just keep it down. It's okay. Close your eyes for a second and just follow my voice. Okay. Close your eyes and think about your hand. When you raise it again and move it back, it is going way far than where it went right now. Just close your eyes, imagine yourself. Don't do it, okay? Just close your eyes, imagine yourself raising your hand and taking it back, and it is going way far than where it was. Okay, perfect. Now think of the belief that you want to instill. I want to be amazing at communicating with people. I am amazing at communicating with people. It's easy for me to express my feelings, whatever it is. Think about that belief. Open your eyes, raise your hand again, and just go back. And once you're done, come back to your seats and tell me, did it go where it was or did it go farther than where it was? All right, so I'm hoping everybody's back to their desk. It was supposed to be quick. It went beyond perfect, Deirdre. Harshal, I don't know what thumbs up is. It went there or it went beyond? Perfect. I'm actually waiting for people to answer so that we can go ahead, went beyond, went further. Perfect. Awesome. So this one belief, let's see how it starts showing up in your life in the next few days. All right. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Preeti. And we'll come back to it. I'll tell you what we did a little later, not now. Okay. Now, as I said earlier, we don't really experience life. We experience what we focus on and the meaning that we give to it, and that is the emotions. Okay. Let me very quickly say certain words. I want you to type in what it means to you in the word box, in the chat box. Okay. The moment I say a word, tell me what comes to you the first. All right. Let's begin. Lotus. And please do fastest finger. The next word is home. Home. The next word is money. Money, money, money. The next word is pencil. Pencil. The next one is mic. The mic. And the last one is song. Song. Happiness, sound, perfect. What else? This is exactly what words do. When I'm communicating with you, the way you take my communication depends on the meanings you give to the words. And therefore, we all have various experiences. Our experiences are related to the meaning that we give to the words and the emotions that we feel with it. Okay. And that's why we very clearly say that life is not happening to you, it is happening for you. Emotions is the place where we actually live. What we feel inside of us is how we experience the world. If you're happy, everything that happens is happy. When you're in love, why is it said that people are blind in love? Or when people that's because when you're in love, everything for you is out of love. Okay. The basic formula of abundance is love plus gratitude. Okay. In my past sessions, so many times I've done gratitude that I did not do it today only with an assumption that all of you here are practicing gratitude. If you're not, it's time for us to start practicing gratitude. It's time for us to start implementing gratitude. Gratitude destroys anger. Gratitude destroys disappointment. Gratitude destroys depression. And that's a fact. It is scientifically proven. All right. Now, one last thing that I want to cover before we go, and I'm going to give that to you as a task, which you're going to answer for yourself. Okay. I did say right at the beginning of the session that I'm going to give you 3 decisions that actually shape your life. Okay. 3 simple decisions that we make and that will define our life or it will shape our life. Okay. First is using our worst days to make them our best days. It's a decision that we got to make. Our biography does not define our destiny. Our past does not equal our future. So is each one of you here on a call had some worst day some worst phase in your life? Yes, of course, 100%. We all have. That is what has shaped us. Okay. So the worst days don't define us. Instead, we can make them our best days. How do we do that? We learn from them and we move forward. Okay. So it's a decision that we need to make, that the worst days also make the best days of our lives. Okay. The second is, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on what you have, or are you focusing on what you don't have? Um, our brain has a capacity of deleting, distorting, generalizing, depending on what we focus on. If my focus is on you and only you, then by default, everything in the world becomes a blur, becomes not so much in focus, and therefore we miss out on a lot of information. For example, if I don't like the boss, for example, I don't like the communication that I'm having with my spouse right now, or for example, I'm unhappy about something and my focus is there, I miss out on everything else. So where is my focus on? Is it on what I want, or is it on what I don't want? Okay, it's a decision I need to make every single day of my life. Okay, guys, it's not something that you make once and you forget about it. So much so that it becomes a part of who you are and you don't have to consciously choose. All right. And the third and the most important, what does it mean? Everything that I'm focusing on, what does it really mean to me? Because remember, I experience life depending on the meaning that I give to life. Okay, so do you have the focus on what you have? Do you focus more on what you can and cannot control? And do you focus on what you're, or what you're missing? Okay, what is the meaning that I'm giving to each one of these is what defines my shape of life. Okay, so what is the meaning that I give to things? For example, your partner walks into the room, seems angry. Okay, what is the meaning that you give to that anger? He or she's angry at me, I must have done something, or I'm always the person who's always pissed off, he or she's pissed off around, or did something happen to put him in the state of unhappiness? What can I do? Okay, are two different places that we come from, and the meaning that we give to that anger will define the communication we have in the relationship we have. Okay, so once again, three decisions that we make in our life that defines or shapes our life. First is, use your worst days, make them your best days. Two, what are you focusing on? Because whatever you focus on is going to get highest energy. And third, what is the meaning that I'm giving? Okay, right now let's focus on just this. Everything you do is a pattern, guys, and we need to break a pattern to create a new one. The way you've been living your life has brought you here. What got you here will not get you there. We need to make certain changes, certain edits to get there. For that, first, let's understand our pattern. So the home play for today is focus on your thoughts. Every time you make an I am statement or you speak something about yourself, in a good way or a bad way, write it down. Please write them in separate columns, good ones on one side, bad ones on the other side, okay? Or not the ones that serve you on the other side, all right? That is our beginning. Tomorrow, we're going to do a lot more. Tomorrow, we also have, in the later half of the day, a guest coming in who's going to share with us how to handle social media, especially LinkedIn, because most people here are already on Facebook and Instagram. So for entrepreneurs who are lacking LinkedIn, there is a guest who's going to join us tomorrow at 12:30 Indian Standard Time, who would be sharing LinkedIn tips and strategies for us. And then I do have some surprises for you even on Sunday. Today evening, 7 p.m., I would be uploading one meditation, 7 p.m. IST. Please go through it before you sleep. Just, do the meditation before you sleep, and I will see you tomorrow at the same time. All the homework that has been done, please post it in the group so that I can see what work you're doing. When I see it, I would be able to guide you better and it will be more customized. Otherwise, I'm going to give a general talk. Okay. So to make the most of this 3-day challenge, write down the home play that has been given and share it in the group. Okay. The video is going to stay there for until the challenge is over. So please, you can replay it if you missed out on anything, and comment and let me know if you've watched it. If you're not commenting, I'm assuming you have not watched it, which means you have not done anything with the program or the enrollment. Remember, you don't know anything until you do it. Okay, so it's not just about listening, it is about action. Why action? Remember, exercise. Okay. Retention level is high when we actually put something into action. So that is what I'm going to leave you with. Thank you so much for all of you who joined me in. Now is the time for questions. Anyone has any questions for me? All right, so I'm assuming there are no questions as I don't see anything come in. If I see more questions come in, I will answer them as and how I go through the chat. So for now, guys, have a fantastic day ahead. Look forward for the meditation, and I will see you soon. That is tomorrow. Bye. Thank you, Preeti.